Hi everyone, I'm Taz from Firechild Shamanism. Today's been a bit of a weird one. I've spent most of it, this afternoon at least, rescuing a sick pigeon. Now, whether you want to call them flying rats or vermin, it's still a living being and was in need of help. It was clearly unwell, and we watched for a while as various people ran up to it and kids tried to kick it. So in the end, after a brief chat with the RSPCA, it was delivered to a vet's. Why does this feel important now? Well, over the past few weeks, I've noticed so many of the people I know who are really feeling some energetic shifts, who are feeling sadness or fear or anger or victimisation or frustrations, but lots of people have been floating around in quite a negative place. And really, what we need to be showing right now is a little human kindness. Which brings me back to the pigeon. All the pigeon needed, really, was for a bit of kindness. Now, you might argue that the vets it's now with will probably see it as a hopeless case and put it to sleep. So you could argue we could have just left it there. But what's worse, to show it some kindness and take it to a place where at least it won't be kicked to death, or to give it a chance? And lots of us need to give ourselves a chance, and each other. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm sensing some energetic shifts. A lot of my friends who follow the planetary alignments, the astrologers amongst us, tell me that there are some big planetary shifts going on. I don't really follow the planets much, but I do feel energetic shifts when they're happening. And something's afoot now. And I just am very aware of lots of people in not entirely positive places. So if you're not in a positive place, just spare the time to give yourself some kindness. Show yourself some love, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? We can talk in rhetoric and spiritual poetry and talk about different belief systems until we go blue in the face, but ultimately it always comes down to love. So if you are one of those who's going through a difficult time right now, just show yourself some love and some kindness. Be patient and just allow this to pass, because it always does. Think about it. Think of the worst time in your life, whatever you've been through, and you're still here. You're here and watching this video, so you did get through it. And whatever is to come, you'll get through it. And there'll be beautiful teachings in it, even if you don't want to find them at first. I was reading a chapter of a book by Tolly Burkan only a few days back. Really amazing guy. If you haven't found him yet, do look him up. And he was using an analogy of an old barrel, I think it was of crude oil. And he was saying that what happens so frequently when people start to find a spiritual path is they start to feel all these negativities coming up. And he likened it to an old barrel of crude oil. And when you get pure water and tip that into the old barrel, what happens is all the silt and the dirt and the stuff we don't want to think about right at the bottom starts to float up to the surface. And of course what happens, we can drain the water out so that goes back down to the bottom and we don't have to look at the ugly stuff. We can keep pouring in the water and allow it to come up to the surface and allow it to clear. It feels like that's what's going on here. There are teachings for all of us. There are triggers that are being pulled up to the surface so that we can clear them. But the trouble is, a lot of those aren't things that we want to look at, so we try to force them back down, or we try to ignore them. And that creates all this tension and fear and anger and upset. All the teachings we don't want to face. So, again, whether you're going through tough times right now, or whether you know people who are going through tough times right now, just remember to start everything with kindness. Kindness and love and compassion. Whether that's for you, for other people, for your family, for the world at large, just remember to be kind. Till next time, walk in truth and beauty. Lots of love.